Hi, I'm here to talk to you today about affirmations. Affirmations get a bad rap, which is really too bad because they're extremely helpful. So, for those of you who are willing to try something that's out of your comfort zone, I suggest that you start listening to affirmations. Why, you may ask? Well, we all have little tapes that play in our head, little voices, dialogue. May go something like this inside your head. Oh, what should I wear today? Oh, I think I want to wear that dress. Oh, no, don't wear that dress. That makes you look fat. Oh, well, how about this dress? Okay, that look makes you look better. So you have some kind of dialogue like that going on in your head. So that's pretty much true for everything. You probably noticed that for anything that you're doing during the day, you kind of have this little dialogue going in your head. Well, it's important to pay attention to those voices and what they're saying, because a lot of what happens in our lives is based on what we think about ourselves, what we're saying to ourselves. So you may have little voices in your head that say things that are negative. There's a lot of negative messages we get in the world. There's negative messages that we get on TV. There's negative message that we get from our families. There's negative messages we get from the bullies at school. There's negative messages we get from people who are competing with us in society. There's all kinds of negative messages out there that we may have taken as truth and put in our head and continued to repeat to ourselves. These are all self-defeating messages, and some people, when I talk to them about affirmations, get mad at me and they're like, oh, that's just crap. And okay, you can think that that's just crap, but you might look at the people who are listening to affirmation CDs or are trying to bring more positive thoughts into their lives, and you might see that things start to change. I don't know if there's been any scientific studies on it, but it's something that's worthy of study, because in my personal anecdotal experience is people who listen to affirmations start to change, because they start to erase the negative tapes that play in their head and replace them with positive thoughts and positive things like, yes, I can do that. It's kind of the same thing that goes on in parenting. When you're a little child and the child is told, no, don't do that, or that's a stupid idea, or you look terrible, or what are you doing, don't do that. That kind of child that grows up, gets those kind of negative messages, is going to think more critically and negatively about him or herself, versus the child that's, told more positive things like, hey, you can do it, you did a good job, oh, try again, almost, one more time, you can do it. So those messages we get very young in our lives, and they're imprinted, and so we may carry around these negative messages for years and years and years, and these negative messages are most likely not true. So you start to be who you think you are, and if you think that you're worth nothing, then you're going to start carrying yourself around like you're worth nothing, and you're not going to take chances in life or do things in life that you may do if you felt you were worth something. So it's sort of a little game you can play with yourself around that. It's something that cognitive behavioral psychologists work with all the time. Stinking thinking, negative thinking you may have about yourself, that it really can cripple you in your life. Now, I don't mean to say that in all situations your thinking is going to change. There are clearly social injustices that go on in the world, and positive thinking is not going to get you out of that. But positive thinking can help in your sphere of influence. Wherever you are in your life, whatever's happening in your life, positive thinking will only improve where you're at. So you really want to look at that. Here on my website, you can download an affirmation MP3 that I've made to get you started. But there's many, many more books and CDs and things you can find on websites, on the internet. to work with affirmations. But I really challenge you to listen to an affirmation CD every day before you go to bed or as you're falling asleep for 30 days and see if your life doesn't change.